Hello, welcome Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you've had a smashing weekend. It's been a bit of a wet weekend here in Wales, unfortunately, but never mind. What's it been like for Bitcoin? That's the most important thing. And I'm going to jump straight in with the price action analysis. Just a quick reminder, if you do like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. You can join me every day, because I do one every day. All right, so Sunday is upon us, and you can see this is the weekly time frame on Bybit, and it's trying very hard to close above the midpoint on the Bollinger Band, which is coming in at 62, just call it 5, and price is $500 or $600 above that at the moment. So that looks good. With regards to the closure and the MACD momentum, it looks like it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to close out to this week, which closes in 4 hours, back above 61,000, hence turn this green again and confirm that momentum has turned back to the upside. And indeed, it did remain to the upside. Well, really, since here, since this price action. And if you think about the significance of that, that was following the most recent bear market, and it was probably around this point that people would have been thinking, okay, well, this could be a change in behavior and, potentially a higher high, depending on your reference point. And then after this candle, a higher low. So yeah, the momentum's been to the upside ever since basically here, and the price has followed through. And it now looks like it's turning back up as well, following a prolonged period of consolidation. In fact, I think 28 weeks, which is way too long. It's just too long, Bitcoin. But let's hope, excuse me as I pick my nose, how rude, that things do pick up, and that my prophecy of another 2 weeks, which takes us into October, will be the time that Bitcoin needs to get back to the top of its Bollinger Band range here, and then bust on to new all-time highs. That will have significant effects for the rest of cryptocurrency, obviously. When am I wrong on that front? Well, if Bitcoin closes back below this wick low on the weekly, so this will be a weekly time frame back below 53, so $10,000 away from that at the moment. Just to have interest, comparing this likely closure around 63 for Bybit, well, indeed, that's pretty much what CME did on Friday. So very similar, probably won't be any gaps, excuse me, forming on the CME chart. All right, so switching down to the daily, not a lot has happened since yesterday, so I'll just gloss over the daily, but the MACD will continue rising as long as Bitcoin closes today with 4 hours to go above 61.5, which it probably will. And the midpoint of the Bollinger Band is around 59, right? So those are interesting areas. The 4 hour has nicely shown a consolidation pattern, which can break to the upside or the downside, right? The trend is to the upside, as you can clearly see, following a downsided trending move here. This is now an uptrending move here. But you can see sometimes when it consolidates like this, it can precede a downside move, even within an uptrend. But what's interesting about this consolidation, which has been going on in the 4 hour time frame, the volatility has been contracting since here, which was Thursday 9 o'clock. So now you can see how narrow the Bollinger Bands are, right? So super low volatility on the 4 hour time frame. Hasn't been that narrow for quite some time on a 4 hour. Maybe back over here, preceded this big move down here. No, not there. Yeah, it's a while ago. So yeah, so very narrow Bollinger Bands, low volatility. And right now, the price is hovering around the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, the 20 SMA. And as I've said a few times, and I know I've done like loads of Bollinger Band stuff recently. I'll switch it around, don't worry. So if you get sick of Bollinger Bands, it's all good because I'll switch it back. But for volatility expansion to occur, no, when volatility expansion occurs and the Bollinger Bands widen accordingly, generally they'll widen, or the direction of the volatility expansion will be in the direction of price relative to the midpoint. So when price is above the midpoint and volatility expands, obviously that's volatility expansion to the upside. Like here, this didn't expand, so it was a kind of just a range move within a sort of stable volatility environment. And then here, volatility expanded to the upside. It was above the midpoint, so it's to the upside, right? It's obvious, right? But I like to state the obvious from time to time. So you can see excuse me, the midpoint on the B band on the 4 hour is 63,120, which is pretty much right where Bitcoin is at the moment. Bitcoin's a little bit above. But for volatility expansion to occur, Bitcoin on 4 hour time frames needs to get back above 63.6. So it's not far away from that at all, and we'll see what happens. That also coincides with roughly the momentum pivot for 4 hourly. And remember, these are all time frame significant figures I'm giving out, which is 63.4. So to turn this momentum back to the upside on the 4 hour, it needs to get back above 63.4, which basically corresponds to where price would have to start closing 4 hour candles to get volatility expansion to the upside. So if you see that going green, it's probably likely, not guaranteed, that the next move of significance will be to the upside. And where would I look to? I mean, 65 is an obvious target, but that's kind of probably like a short-term one. Beyond that, I think I'd look to the weekly, really. Yeah, 65's top of these two. Probably then getting closer to 70,000, 72 being the top of the Bollinger Band on the weekly at the moment. So, yeah, I think if Bitcoin can achieve 65K and start closing dailies back above there, which are just these wick highs, then a move towards 70,000 seems on the cards. I think I mentioned that a couple of videos ago. All right, there we go. That is the sum total of my price action analysis today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, join me again tomorrow for Monday, and we'll see where all these numbers have closed to. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.